always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today.
Good morning, Robertson County. This is 1100 WSG. I'm U-Turn Laverne. This is one street over. How you doing? Already getting calls from folks. How are the roads? How are the roads? How are the roads? I drive an all-wheel drive Yukon, so as far as I'm concerned, the roads are fabulous because, you know, my car doesn't even hiccup when we get on the ice. We'll talk a little bit about how you can get a Yukon here in just a minute from Riceman Buick GMC. Just saying, we'll tie that in. But my guests are here. And all your Patriot regalia there, Matt Driscoll. You got
yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Loved and blessed.
And you've brought this beautiful lady with you.
Yeah, right. This is
Hannah Meier, and this is your daughter. I am so excited. I don't think I've met you.
No, you haven't.
Yeah. So, well, hello. How are you doing? We're gonna get you Dave to lean back so we can see you a little bit. So we're gonna make sure we see beautiful Hannah on the.
I was trying to cover her up. She's got a face for radio.
Huh? Oh, she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
All the attention.
So I'm so excited because number one, I knew that since I had my northern friend coming in, that I wouldn't have any problem getting the show on today.
It was like this last month too. Remember?
I know, because Mark and you
we had
both
the bad
came
weather.
in.
Yeah, we had the bad weather last time too.
I know, it's kind of like it's your day. It's if it's your day, it's going to be nasty weather.
I guess I'm bringing the northern weather with me.
I guess so. I don't know what's going on, and I was so excited to hear that you wanted to bring Hannah in because we want to talk about the landing for Celebrate Recovery, and so I mean, you want to just as to the roads, they're fine if you don't have a truck or an all-wheel drive.
Just go
you
slow.
can get a little slippery, but we didn't get that much here. I don't know. All the schools are canceled. So
161 and the back roads. They were a little slick. You can tell where some folks been sliding, but just drive careful, drive slow and low, baby.
Yeah,
slow and low, and just be smart about it. Think, plan your stops.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, just plan your stops. Realize if you know where the turns or the stops are, plan it. Start decelerating ahead of time. You'll be fine.
You'll be just fine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's from our northerner. That's our resident. And I'm pretty good on it because I've been married to a Yankee for a long time, and he taught me well. But anyway, so Hannah is here, and Hannah's a senior. Where do you go to school? Springfield?
I go to Greenbrier.
You go to Greenbrier.
Yes.
So she is a senior at Greenbrier. And so what are you going to do when you get out of school? Where are you going to college? Have you decided?
I'm going to UT Martin.
Oh, I went to basketball camp at UT Martin. It's a great school.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome. You will love it. It is a great school. I mean, it's just same kind of people you grew up with. There you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, small town that I like.
You're gonna love it. It was a lot of fun. But
starting in veterinary school.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, and I bet that didn't come at all from the fact that your mother's like obsessed with horses.
That helps.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt at all, does it?
Played a little bit of a role.
I would think so.
There's our future vet. Saves us a lot of money.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing.
We've got a stack of IOUs from all the room and board over the past 18 years. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I think the free Dunkin' helps take
Oh,
that down.
jeez.
Yeah, the free what now?
Cat may be listening, so you watch out.
The what now? What
The
are you
free
explaining?
Dunkins. She works at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
So
okay.
I get the hookups.
Okay, well there you go. I gotcha. So very good. Well, Hannah is here because when Matt is here, we always talk about Celebrate Recovery. I can't begin to tell you. I've been having a little conversation with one of the girls that's come into Celebrate Recovery in Madison, and it's just such a joy because we're family. I mean, we just that quickly the connections you make in Celebrate Recovery. What's going on with our Celebrate Recovery in Madison has just been awesome, and it's the same kind of experience I've had at Epiphany because I just became part of that family, and I love you guys so much. And I have these two wonderful families now here at Epiphany and at Madison, and it's an extension of my spiritual family that I've always had through my church, but it's so much closer, and I can't begin to explain
Because you're vulnerable. You're allowing yourself to be
Yes.
vulnerable and open and transparent.
and be real.
That's when real
Yep.
relationships start to form. Is when
Yep.
you're transparent. You're looking behind the look behind the curtain.
Yep.
You're seeing what the wizard really looks like.
Exactly. And so we talk a lot about Celebrate Recovery when you're in here. And we have been very excited about what's going on at Epiphany now with the landing.
Yep.
And so kind of unpack that
Yeah,
for us and
so-
explain what it is and why Hannah's here. So,
So the landing is it's a ministry for teens. It's CR-esque. So it's not it's not identical like to CR. But it's just a place for teens, middle school and teens. Right now, most of the kids we have down there are middle schooler. Hannah's actually here 'cause she's graduating. She's 18 here in a month. And she's going to be one of our leaders.
oh, yeah.
Because you have to be 18 and over to lead. And she went through it a few years ago when we were going to Long Hollow, when Long Hollow had it. And there were benefits to it. She grew relationships. She was able to help her through some of the stuff being her mom were going through. Because that was around the time we first started getting to recovery. I mean, there were times I joked with folks. I'm like, man, my kid knows the 12 steps probably better than most adults.
Yeah.
And that's it's the truth. It doesn't necessarily walk them through. Some parents get nervous where it's like, oh, it's CR. Well, my kid doesn't have addiction problems. And that's not what it's for, because that's not what CR is about. CR is about learning how to deal with your feelings and emotions. And that's what leads to our addictions. Well, we're trying to get an opportunity where we can get the kids to do that now. As middle school, high school, talk about your feelings, talk about your emotions, focus on that stuff now so it doesn't turn into a major problem later in life and you're not having to go to the big boy and big girl CR.
Well, you will want to
you'll
because you want to stay part of the family.
You're not going to want to go there because it's your first day grabbing a blue chip every week because, for stuff. Very run similar. There's a lot lessons, there's videos, it's very interactive. It's an ideal teen ministry for any church, really. Again, it's adult led or older person led.
Older person. Well, you're an older person now.
But as far as just walking them through, sharing life experiences. As like Chrissy taught a lesson this week. I wasn't there for, but just based off of the way she described it, was that as she's teaching this lesson, she was able to obviously tell about herself. So it's literally like upstairs where, like when I teach a lesson upstairs, I pour myself into it as well, and I allow it to be transparent. So you can say we're not just regurgitating this stuff out of a book. We're taking biblical truths and putting them into life. Turning it from a noun to a verb.
Right.
Is kind of what we're doing. And that's kind of landing. Kind of starts off to be some scripture. There's a lot of scripture reading, so it is Christ-centered. So if you're looking for a ministry for your kids, this is definitely a ministry that it's definitely, Jesus at the center. Videos, there's a group called the Skit Guys. We play a lot of the Skit Guys. What else we play? There's some other videos too.
Mom just played Skit Guys.
That's all she played, Skit
And
Guys so
then
far.
worship.
Okay. Yeah, worship. Like we'll let the kids choose the worship songs. If they did their assignments, they have like little homework assignments, like little journal.
Yeah.
If you do your journaling, you do your assignment, then you get to pick the music next week.
Okay.
We try to keep it very, like I said, very interactive. It's different because the kids are down there for an hour and a half to 2 hours. About an hour and a half because it's about the time the adults are done. Trying to keep their attention for an hour and a half is pretty hard. you're kind of herding cats. So we got to keep it pretty interactive and bouncing. And I think so far, I mean, this week was your first time. What are your thoughts?
It's doing pretty well. I like kids at that age are shy to talk in public, so the small group's really helpful to have them open up. And then it's nice being there because I can relate on things that they're just starting to go through and struggle with, since most of it I've done. And it's just helpful that they know that, like, they're not alone in that, and that they have someone who they can, like, text, because we all exchange numbers, so they can text me on anything. So I'm basically like their sponsor.
Yeah, you're their sponsor. Yeah, so very good. So
Your mom said she had a couple of them were texting her throughout the week. They're talking about making up T-shirts, and they were getting a couple of teens were getting excited about doing like a T-shirt
for the landing
pattern or something for the landing. So that's you said it perfectly right there. It's just an opportunity for the leaders. That's why it's very important for the leaders just to be open and transparent with the kids too.
Mm-hmm. I love that you were saying that there's an open share for the kids. Mm-hmm. That's cool because I'm the vulnerability that you said it so well a while ago. When you go into it's one thing to come into a meeting and participate in the meeting. It's another thing to sit around the table with some of your peers and to just be real. And the things that you find out that's going on in their lives, it is that permission to be very vulnerable and very real, and I think kids need to have that because I think they just don't really know who to tell what's going on in their lives. Yeah. Would you say?
Yeah, because I know most of them aren't going to want to tell their parents or anybody because, like, they're not going to think they understand. Mm-hmm. So it's nice having someone who, like me, who they can be like, she understands, like, I can trust talking to her.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, as a parent, too, it's hard. I know some parents may get offended by it, but I know as a parent myself, I think I'm pretty open to things, but it's in your parent nature. I have one kid come to me with the same thing she could come up to me with, and with that kid I can be empathetic, but with your children, you automatically go into fix-it mode.
Yeah.
So there are times we want to be,
codependent.
Codependent, but I also always think of the white man can't jump scene where Rosie asks Woody for a glass of water, and he gets up, gets her a glass. She says, "No, you idiot. I don't want a glass of water. I wanted you to thirst with me."
See, I don't have any idea what you're talking about because I've never seen that movie.
You never seen that movie?
No, I'm not a movie person.
The girlfriend says, "Hey, Woody, I want a glass of water." So he gets up out of the bed, goes and gets her a glass of water, brings it back. She's like, "No, Woody, I didn't want you to get me a glass of water. I want you to thirst with me." Okay. And of course, she's like, "Well, I don't understand." Yeah. And I never understood that for the longest time. Okay. And now I do get it. Every now and then, I'm telling you I'm thirsty. I'm bringing you my problem. I'm not asking you to fix my problem. Be thirsty with me.
Gotcha. I get it.
Just thirst with me.
I just didn't know that movie had deep theological thought.
I know. Of all that one scene, that scene used to always drive me crazy. Oh. But actually, Christy and I use that. Am I thirsting with you? Am I giving you a glass of water? We'll actually use that in the house for the two of us. I love y'all. But that's kind of what the open share is. It's just an opportunity for kids to go and have somebody thirst with you. Mm-hmm. That try to give you a glass of water, and like she said, the parents, you can't help it. That's your job as a parent is to fix things. You don't want to see your children hurting. Yeah. So that's your job your role as a parent is to fix. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So, and we're talking about Celebrate Recovery and the opportunities for, right here, we got so many cool things here in Robertson County. So many cool things. And so we've got a landing now here in Robertson County at the Epiphany Baptist Church, and it's available at the same time that the adult CR is available on Tuesday nights. If you have not discovered Celebrate Recovery, everybody needs to be in recovery because life is hard. And it is about 30% people who are having the traditional alcohol and drug abuse type things. The other 70% are just all of us that are messed up. And there's one thing that happened. There was one person that I know that's been coming to CR that even said that they've gone through addiction issues. And as they sat down around the table with us one time, they said it's so nice to be a part of a recovery group that's not just all addicts, because they had been through the different programs and they're all going through the same thing. But when they come around the table with all of us that are just going through the normal stuff, it kind of helps them unpack what they're going through a little bit better, because it gets to the core of why they got into the drug and alcohol stuff is because of its life stuff. Because if you don't deal with life stuff, eventually you're going to end up in the chemical. You could end up with chemical and drug issues if you don't deal with life's hurts, habits, and hangups. Yeah. Right? 2 nights ago, night before last, I went through a little depression spell. Right? I let the enemy get inside my head and tell me I'm no good, I'm a failure, and it kept me up at night. And I literally felt worthless. I had a little depression session, and I was able to call somebody and just get it off my chest and vent and let them speak some truth and love into me and say, hey, if anybody, you're not a failure, and tell the truths about things. And it popped me out of it pretty quick.
Yep.
And it's just great being able to have, years ago, I never would have done that. I would have muddled through it and let it continue to fester and fester and fester, but be able to have a place for the adults with CR, for the kids down at the landing. It's just great, and hopefully parents are going too. We don't want to turn this into if it has to be, so be it. But I would love to have the parents come, drop your kids off downstairs, and you come upstairs and you get your healing.
Yeah.
Let the kids go down there and grow a good, solid support team. Right now we're ranged from about 6th grade to freshmen right now, no sophomores right now. So we got a pretty good group as far as maturity level, where they're all relatively about the same, right, as it stands right now. How many kids were down there this week?
I think there's about 10 in total, including me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's growing pretty good.
Well, and the age range that you mentioned is an age range that you've been real specific about that's been struggling the most because they were in the seclusion from COVID.
Yeah, we talked about that
and
last time.
So that's one of that's crucial.
You
That's
really-
that age range
Yeah,
you
you
talked
really
about.
see it the 8th, 9th, and 10th, the 8th, 9th, and some of the sophomores hasn't been too bad, but, doing the subbing, working in the schools, I really notice it really bad, especially with that freshman class. That freshman class spent their 7th and 8th grade years remote. So they had zero interaction with teachers as far as learning structure and just, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Politeness, manners. There's the word I'm looking for, manners.
Social skills. Social skills, maybe?
Yeah, social skills for some, but then the other part is just the manners with adults.
Yeah.
Just that you definitely
The
see
respect and and that's something that some people do not teach their children, to have respect for adults. And I do get that there are some adults that are knuckleheads that you have a real hard time showing respect, but there's still that you need to be respectful and understand that some people are not always the best that they can be, but you still need to be respectful. And
there's always certain roles that you always showed respect to. Teachers, you always showed respect. Sure. Police, certain roles in society.
Yeah,
you always try to you always teach respect. But you definitely kind of see it a little bit, and I think this is again just a great opportunity of what's going on, what's bothering you. You look around at kids today, and you just tell the ones that are going through stuff, maybe the way they're carrying themselves, the way they're dressing, all kinds of reasons. You can point them out.
Absolutely. So I'll tell you what, let's pause here. Let's pause and take a break. I've got in-house with me my friend Matt Driscoll. He comes every first Friday, and we've got Hannah Myers, his daughter's here with him, talking about the importance of the landing and the things that we do with Celebrate Recovery. And we'll talk about other stuff too if we decide to, because it's our show and we can do what we want. But since we were talking a little bit about the icy roads, let's just jump right into the significance of having a vehicle that can navigate this stuff. I don't even think about the icy roads, and it's because I've for a very, very long time driven vehicles that don't even hesitate when it comes to ice on the roadways. I have an all-wheel drive Yukon right now. I had a four-wheel drive Yukon, and that's the one I put 4,000 miles on. We just don't even hesitate when it comes to the bad roads because of what we drive. If you want to have that security, and knowing that when the ice happens, and we'll go years without any of it, but boy, when we get it, it's nasty. And I got a feeling we're not done yet, y'all. And we're just early February, so odds are we're going to have a few more episodes of this before the cold spells are over. But if you want to be able to get out there and navigate the roadways without any problems, why don't you go and check it out at Riceholm and Buick GMC? Now, today might be a really good day to use that website, riceholmandbuickgmc.com. First thing that's going to pop up. If you're somebody that likes to buy new vehicles, maybe every other year, some people trade every year, and you want something real specific, and you know that the inventory is a little bit different, you don't have as much variety out there to pick from, you can order what you want online so effortlessly And when it gets here on the truck, it is yours. You can get the color you want, the make and model. And you can also, if you want to just go and see what they have as far as inventory, you can do that a couple of different ways. You can go to ReiselmanBuickGMC.com. You can go to Reiselman Buick GMC, their Facebook page, and it says look through inventory, and you can see everything that they have listed there. And so you can, even when it's a little icy out, you can go and look for your next new vehicle, and you can get something that will run on these icy roads without any problem next time. Buick and GMC, they've got trucks, SUVs, and sports utilities. Don't really do the sedans anymore. Now, you'll find some of those on the pre-owned lot, but great selection, great service department that backs up everything that they do, that's open every single day that the dealership is open. Their hours vary from the dealership, but you can get all those specifics as well at ReiselmanBuickGMC.com. The dealership is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., or you can give them a call at 615-384-3559. Go by there today and tell them U-Turn sent you. We are here in the house at 1100 WSGI. Thank you for joining us. This is One Street Over. My friends are here. I've got Matt Driscoll and Hannah Meier in the house talking about all things Celebrate Recovery and the Landing. Where do y'all want to go next?
Oh, we need to settle debate. Chrissy just sent us a text saying, "Oh, my baby all grown up." I think she's talking about me.
It's definitely me. Hi.
Sure.
Hi, Christy.
I say hi to her. Do you say hi to her?
I say hi to her all the time.
There you go. But
I don't think we ever go through an episode without talking about Christy.
She's my friend. She's my sponsor at CR, and just awesome. I just love what y'all bring to the table and what y'all have taught me. And what's so cool is, I can't say enough about building these relationships, because I met you. You called me. It's so funny. I remember when you called me the first time about I didn't even know what you were talking about. I'd never heard of Celebrate Recovery, and you're like, "Well, we don't have a Celebrate Recovery here." And I'm like, "Well, we've got other things." And you were like, "No, you don't understand." And that's something too. Let's speak to that. The importance of having a program that you can go anywhere in the world, just about, and you can pull up your app and you can find Celebrate Recoveries that are going to be similar. At least you're going to have something you're going to have your forever family in all these different cities, because you have that connection, because it's something you're doing all together. And it's nothing against all the other recovery programs that are fantastic, but that's one of the important things about Celebrate Recovery, is that it's available everywhere.
It's multicultural, multi-denominational. I mean, I've shared my testimony in Nazarene churches, Methodist, Baptist,
Church of
Christ, 7 Day. I've literally shared my testimony in pretty much every denomination. That's what makes Celebrate Recovery so unique. Is as Christians, if you think about it, Christ was Christ. He wasn't Baptist. He wasn't Methodist. He wasn't any of this. He was Christ. His followers were Christ followers.
Right.
So there were no denominations, and that's what makes Celebrate Recovery very unique. And one of the things I love about it is that it is cross-denominational. Now, with that said, we don't dictate your doctrine. So I know, like, I go to a Seventh-day Adventist church, share my testimony there. I like to show up for a meal, and there's no bacon or meat and stuff like that. Hey, whatever, okay. But so we're not going to tell you what you can or cannot do as far as following specific doctrine. Going to a Church of Christ, you guys don't have instruments, so okay, so we're going to sing a cappella. So it's CR doesn't force you out of your doctrine of your church,
your
theology,
yeah.
but it is a multi, it's a cross functional. I've been to black churches, white churches, all over. It's something that it's kind of like a one size fits all type ministry.
Yeah, and that's one. You're talking about what they were in the early church. The prayer that Christ prayed over the apostles and for those who would believe. If you go and look at that, read through that prayer right before he went into Gethsemane, and I'm thinking in John's account's really, really good. But if you read that, it talks specifically about how that he wants us unified, and Celebrate Recovery takes down those barriers and brings that unity back that I've not seen in anything else. Because a lot of people have attempted to do it and say, okay, we just want to come together under Christ, and I've not seen anybody successfully do it as well as Celebrate Recovery has to break down. I mean, when we were around when we had our meeting the other night, we had some people from the Baptist church there, from the Seventh-day Adventist church, of course, CFC. And I mean, I don't know who else, but I mean, those three right off the top of my mind were right there. And so, well, my husband, he grew up Catholic, so when he's there, but anyway.
I see. I've shared in Maine. I've shared in New Hampshire, North Carolina, Kentucky. And whenever we travel somewhere,
Yeah.
if it's somebody during like a weekday, I'm gonna go on the CR app, find out if there's a meeting somewhere. Christy's always telling me to stop. Just enjoy your vacation, but I enjoy doing that. It'd be kind of like how many states can I share my testimony in kind of thing. And it's just great. You can find one in pretty much every state. You can literally find one in every state. You find multiple countries. It's all throughout Canada, Europe now, South America, Asia. It's a global ministry.
It really is.
And the landing's starting to really grow too. I mean, that's what we're here for too. I don't want to keep her a little bit involved too, but the landing, it's starting to really grow. So Long Haul will be starting theirs back up again as well soon. I think I've heard of church in Clarksville was kicking the idea around. So I'm gonna reach back out to them and see what I can do to help get them launched, doing the landing as well. Maybe have them come down on a Tuesday and see kind of what we got going on.
Is it geared around like the school year? You said they're getting ready to start back up at Long Hollow. Is it something that doesn't go all the time?
It'd be a year
Okay.
round. Just like the lesson plans, we go through we walk through recovery of the lessons year round. It'd be a year round thing for the kids. I'm sure during the summertime we'll have drop offs. Instead of up to 12, 14 kids, we'll probably down to 3 or 4. We'll have some light days.
I could see this getting up to where you have more in the landing than
God
you
willing.
do for adults, because the kids need this so desperately.
God willing, they really do.
Yeah.
So what were some benefits what are some of the things that you really liked about it when you first started going through it?
I like the connections that I made, just the feeling of like aloneness, and then you meet this group of people who show you that you're not truly alone, and how every time you're going to come there, they're not going to like single you out. You're always going to have someone who wants to check up on you, text you throughout the week, asking how you're doing. That was just a nice thing to have growing up. Whenever everything seems to be going wrong in your life, you have that thing of hope that keeps you going.
'Cause Alan was pretty good about encouraging you guys, making sure you guys were talking, and because you and a couple of little girls there became pretty friends.
Yeah.
You guys were always migrating. We'd show up on Monday night. You guys would like instantly migrate to each other.
Yeah.
And you had some get-togethers.
Yeah, we don't talk as much, but we're still definitely, it's that bond that if anybody needs anything, you'll still reach out and they'll help you.
Because it's time you guys have grown and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and they've had different stuff. Plus, we're distance-wise. as
Yeah.
well. Since then, we've moved, so
Well,
we're a little further away from that circle.
That's what happens though, because life does cause move. You have to move. You have to do something different. And when you get into an area, you can check in and you can find to celebrate recovery. And that was the beauty of it. You moved in here. You didn't see one here in Springfield. There was one. You could have gone back to Long Hollow and different ones. You go up to Clarksville, but we need this here. And you figure because of what y'all started here, Springfield Baptist started one. We started one at Madison. So the tentacles are just continuing to spread. And
You want to bear fruit at some point.
Yeah.
With any ministry.
yeah,
That's really all you're looking for. With as a Christian, you're just looking to always bear fruit. And I guess that's to tell, are you doing the right thing? Like I said, when I had the devil getting inside my brain saying I'm no good, I'm bearing some fruit.
Right.
I don't want to sound proud, but yeah, I'm definitely bearing some fruit, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
So obviously that's when the devil's going to try to go at me a little harder by telling me you're no good, to tell me that I haven't, started to bore some fruit. So no, that's really what it is. It's all about just bearing fruit, and we're really excited. I had a thought, I lost it though. I don't know what it was.
What do you think that's on your mind that you want to share, Hannah, that you're thinking, okay, we're not talking about this and we need to make sure they know this about the landing?
The landing, I think it's just that most people compare it to CR and like they think that kids don't go through the same things. But I feel like kids nowadays, it's not the same, like it's not alcohol or anything like people do that, but I feel like the landing's more helpful in helping people learn to forgive everybody, helping people learn that you don't need to focus only on that thing in your life. You have these people who are going to help encourage you to get through it and get closer to God, and that's just a really strong thing to have to pretty much keep you going and like make you stronger as a person. It'll eventually let you help others, because now I'm able to help these group of girls that I have.
Did you ever have, because I mean, as you're speaking about that, and I'm remembering the things that I tell my story, that I had some I got real resentful for some of the things that happened in my hometown. And I've spent 20 years being bitter. I mean, and just such a waste of time, such a waste of time. And that's not to say that I didn't live and love and have, a good life, but I had this bitterness that just kind of was this little seed that was still there. And so you guys are learning to deal with that early. I can't imagine if I'd had a group like this where I could have gone in and unpacked what was really going on with me, because I will share my story with some folks back home, and we didn't realize that's what was going on in your head. We didn't realize that's what was happening. We didn't realize those things were being said to you or those things were being done, because I didn't ever have a place that was real, that I felt safe where I could share that. That's what this is about.
Yeah. It's nice now, like, if I ever get back how I used to be, I have the right techniques to help myself out. I don't do the same thing. I don't bottle in and, like, hide it or hide the feelings anymore. Like, I'll open up and share to people. And it's just nice knowing, like, you're never going to be alone ever or feel that way again. And if you do, it's helpful.
Okay. What?
I'm laughing because that is one of her bigger knocks. Right? Am I right?
What?
The way you bottle up.
Oh, yeah.
You want to shut her down, fuss at her.
Storm in my room. Don't ever yell at me.
She will pout and just...
I won't talk to you the rest of the day. I'm fine.
Yeah, fine. I'm okay. I'm fine. She is the queen of the bottling up.
But she's saying that she knows that, and she's processing through it.
Exactly.
I'm a lot better now.
Yeah, and it's things like things like the landing that have given her the tools, and that's what landing can do. Because we do, again, as parents, it's hard as a parent to go. You can't be a friend. You can't be a friend and a parent. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you got to be a parent, and just be able to have that opportunity where there's somebody where they can go and talk safely to. Whether it be a fellow teen or maybe even a fellow, an adult, one of the leaders, just somebody that you can go and trust to. I mean, it's a godsend. I wish they had it when I was a kid. I really do.
Yeah.
Because, I may not be as messed up as I am now.
That's what I was just thinking. I was thinking, so much about what I have learned at Celebrate Recovery. If I'd had access to this program when I was going through my journey, the shortcuts of being able to get back on track, and I think about what maybe I could have done differently and what I could have accomplished. But I like where I am. God's got me in a good place.
Same here.
But I do see so many other ways that I could have overcome a lot of the problems, the hurts, habits, and hang-ups that I've had. And I've still. That's not to say just because I'm at Celebrate Recovery, I have conquered the hurts, habits, and hang-ups. No, it's a daily thing. I'll go in sometimes to open share, and it'd be like everything's great, and then I'll go in and I'll start talking, and I'm just a blubbering mess, and I'm like, where did that come from?
I had somebody ask me, well, CR, you guys act like you need to be there forever. Well,
yeah,
we kind of do.
Yeah, just like church.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And we had a little debate on that, and it's like, okay, hey, if you feel this isn't your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. I'm not going to make you here.
Yeah.
But no, I need this. I need this. I need to be able to have a place where I can come. And my favorite time lately has been the open share, because of. With all the stress, I'm going back to school and the subbing and the counseling and the church, and I'm running out of bandwidth. And as I do that, obviously my stress level is going to rise, and with that, I need a place to get rid of the stress. So I'm not going home and dumping it on her and her mama and everybody else that I love. That way, I have a place where I can get rid of the bad, and they're getting the best, not the rest.
You got it. Absolutely. And I think about you going to college and how this is going to serve you in school, because I know you're excited about college, but aren't you a little bit like, I'm going to college?
I am too.
Oh, you're just wanting to do something in
her room.
Planned
his whole
I've already got plans for her bedroom.
I don't think Mom's going to let you do that.
I know. I've heard this from Christy already, and I'm like, yeah, good luck, buddy. Good luck, buddy.
She's got to turn the bedroom into like a moratorium.
Yeah, it's so funny. But I mean, but you think about all these things, all these emotions as you're coming up to the end of your high school days. As much as you're excited about it, there's going to be some heaviness to it too.
Yeah.
And don't you think? Go ahead.
Definitely not ready to move away, 3 hours away. definitely not ready to do that.
Well, you come home for visits. So.
It's like a 3-hour drive. But yeah, I'm hoping that now that I'm starting this, I'm going to be able to start like a group at the college and maybe help other people there, because it's, like we said, it's something that's never going to go away. It's an everyday thing. And I know that college is pretty good with starting groups. Like, they're like, if you want to start any group, you can. So I'm hoping that maybe I can hopefully start a group there.
Have you guys checked out to see if there is anything CR-esque in Martin? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's not one somewhere.
The nearest one is, let's see, there's one in Waverly. There's one just past Dover. I can't think of the name of the town. But there are two, but there's still a little bit of a hike
Cadiz? No, I don't know.
No, that's up in Kentucky. But there's some. They're about an hour away, hour and a half away from the campus.
Okay. Well, and see, and again, that's still not that far when it comes to the grand scheme of things when you're trying to go through recovery. And maybe you guys can start one in Martin then. Yep. Because that's college town. They need it. Ooh, they need it. So just all kinds of cool things.
Or even just have a place where the college kids can go and just kind of share and have it be a Christ-centered. Mm-hmm. Obviously she's going to a state school, so it's, obviously I'm not saying there won't be Christians there, but it's not a Christian. It's not like going to like Trevecca or one of these other schools where you're going to have Lipscomb or where you're going to have these Christ-centered recovery or Christ-centered ministries that are geared towards kind of just data dumping, right, kind of thing. So that'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. I love it. I got Matt Driscoll and Hannah Meier in the house with us this morning on 1100 WSGI. We're talking about all things Celebrate Recovery and The Landing. The Landing is the youth program that is fun. Well, it is part of the Celebrate Recovery family, and it is phenomenal. And I'm so excited to see it getting off to a really strong start here in Springfield, and you need to know more about it. But right now, I need to tell you a little bit about my friends at Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Store. If you missed the show yesterday, you need to go back and watch it, because anytime we have a chance to visit with Miss Amy, it is always fun. Amy Corbin is a dear friend and so knowledgeable about everything that's going on with your gardening, your yard, the CBD products that are Robertson County CBDs. She talked a little bit about the process and the different things that they have, and how that Miss Jane, her mom, was the one that said, whenever they started growing hemp, when Bill started growing hemp, she said, I want to take some of those plants and I want to see what I can do with them. The first thing they did was the salve that they make there in their home. That is so popular. They now have CBD-infused coffees and, of course, the oils that I use every single day that help me so much with my arthritic pain. And we found out too that they're great for bug bites, which is hysterical. We found that out from Brian Pulley that comes on with United Way every Thursday. He'd gotten into some fire ants when he was in Arkansas and could not get relief at all. And somebody gave him some CBD salve or oil that they put on it, and it immediately helped him get through that pain, because he got stung really bad. And so when I heard that, I started using it last summer when I would get a bug bite or something that was giving me a problem. And I was stunned. So this is good stuff. It's natural, and you're going to want to know more about it. And you can get your questions answered at Corbin Creek Greenhouse. You can go by there and see them on Monday through Saturday. They're open right now 9 to 4, and they'll extend their hours as the days get longer. Sunday, they'll be open in the spring, so get ready for that. Probably in about March, she said. But Monday through Saturday right now, you can go by 9 to 4, and you can call her anytime. She'll meet you. 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. They're at 4920 Highway 161. And yay, we didn't get so much ice that they had any problems with the greenhouse. At least I haven't heard about that. We talked about that too. But go and check out that show that we did yesterday with Amy, and you will be impressed with all the knowledge that she has. And she's just a good friend. Go and spend some time with them today and tell them you turned sent you. In the house, I've got Matt Driscoll, I've got Hannah Meier, and we're talking about all things Celebrate Recovery. What do we got going on? We're getting texts from Mom, aren't we? Hi, Christy.
As we're driving here, I told her, I said, watch, I guarantee you she'll send at least 2 messages telling us what we need to say.
Okay.
What she wants us to talk about.
That one doesn't count. I did talk about that.
She's already got you. She's so funny.
2 messages. Make sure you say this. Make sure you say that.
I love it.
And as she's watching it, she can see us both giggling and laughing and pointing.
So we got to get you back in here, sister.
It says, I can totally see you making fun of me, LOL.
That's so funny. We love you. And when's her next Monday off? I need to get her in here. She needs to come
I got
back in.
this Monday.
Yeah.
years ago.
This Monday? Now, I've got a show
If you're
booked
hoping to
already,
fly
so I
out
can't
of
do
town
this
today,
Monday.
2 weeks after that.
2 weeks after that. Okay,
As of
let's see if
4
we can
this
work on
morning,
it. Maybe.
3,569
I may be. Well, I may be in
flights
Mexico
within,
2 weeks
into,
after that.
or
Yeah,
out
that's
of
one
the
thing.
US
Programming
were
note.
canceled. Airports in New York, Boston,
Lee
and
Marie
Washington were
has
among the
agreed to
hardest
do the
hit,
show
but
when I'm in
national
Mexico.
international.
I will be in Mexico
So
the
far,
17th,
45
18th, and
departures were
21st.
canceled
So
today,
Lee
and
Marie
30
will come in
arrivals were
and do
also
One Street
canceled.
Over. And she had planned on
Robertson
doing
County
a
sports fishermen
special
will be happy
version
to know the
of
Bass
Go
Master
Show
Classic is
with
returning to
the
Knoxville.
Wild Doc today, and
Professional
they've decided to
bass
hold off
fishing's
on that.
biggest
He's not
event
going to
will
be
be held
coming
in
in
Knoxville in
because of the icy
2023.
roads and the
This year's
unpredictability of
event
it
is
all.
being
So
hosted in
we'll
Greenville,
have that
South
coming up. But Lee
Carolina.
Marie will be
The event
sitting
next
in this
year in
seat
Knoxville
for
will be
me
held March 24th
when I am
through the
away
26th.
for I know, sorry, all of a sudden the news came on. But she'll be filling in for me when we're in Mexico. So thank you so much, Lee Marie. So what else we need to talk about, you
All
guys?
right.
What do we need to
So
cover?
we'll,
What
go-
did
we'll
Christy
go off
tell
to the
us?
Christy notes, and she does bring up a valid point. Is kids need an opportunity, a place to go and talk about maybe their parents. Maybe their parents is the reason they need to have a conversation.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a fun ride home. But, peer pressure. I know myself. I have high expectations for the kids. Every parent wants their kids to do better than they did, and so you can put a lot of undue pressure on your children. Maybe bullying. All the pressure may be coming from home, and having they'll have a safe place where someplace they can come and talk about their home life, not just school. It's about places in general. She wanted me to make sure I pointed that out. But that is a very valid point that she pointed out, where it's not just about just the school and issues you have with fellow kids, but it could be having issues that you're having at home. Like I said, as a parent, I want all four of my children to do better. I don't want them to ever have to struggle the way I've had to struggle, or the mom's had to struggle. I don't have to go through that. I don't have to have the relationships that we've had, the ups and downs. I like to have them have all ups. So I know we put pressure on. We have higher expectations of the kids. I mean, have you ever felt that we have higher expectations?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But it for me, it's helpful. Like, it's had me have a good expectation of myself too. Just seeing what everybody wants to the best for me and expects from me, it helps me have a higher expectation. Man, and be on a test ruins me. Nah, I compete.
But sometimes with some things, has it been weighed? Has it weighed you down at all?
Yeah, definitely. But it's just the pressure from your parent, because that's the person who you feel should love you the most, and they do. And then it's just that pressure, and it's am I not good enough for them? What's wrong with me? Whenever they do put all that pressure on you.
So, and see, this is the thing. Kids need to have a place where they can be vulnerable, just like us adults do. And, all of the things that you just touched on. You can have a great relationship with your kids. You can have a great, relationship with your parents, but that doesn't, it's never going to be perfect. And as an adult, we can look back. I can have conversations. I know right before my sister passed away, we were very real with each other. And there were conversations that it would have been nice if we'd had a place to unpack those and to have been more vulnerable, and so many things that could have been so much better if we'd have just talked about it and just said, hey, it's okay. And it's okay to feel this way about your parents. You love them, but you still just hey, you might want to back off on that a little bit.
And parents may get offended by that. No, I'm my child's friend. No, you can't be your child's friend. You are their parent. And that's your role. We're gonna make mistakes. We're not always gonna do right, but we're just trying the best we can. There's no book for parenting, especially every child you have is going to be completely different. Different personalities, different, whatever. And, you're making it up as you go along. I mean, they have 1,000 books on how to be a parent. They're all garbage. Am I right? I mean, think about it with yours. You had to learn.
They're all so different.
You made it up as you went along.
Well, I've got 4, and that's what's so astounding is how vastly different all 4 of my kids are, including the twins. I have twins, and they're nothing alike. They're just brothers born with the same birthday. That's it. And so they're just so vastly different.
You got to check the different personalities, and how some need a hug, some need a kick in the backside. And just I'm that person. I need more of a kick in the backside to get motivated than come on, let's do no, fuss at me.
Yeah.
Put a little pressure. Some kids can't handle the pressure, and so on and so forth. So that was number one she wants to talk about. I did say there was going to be two things, and the second one she wanted me to point out, and it's again, we're not just helping kids learn how to interact with each other, but we're also showing them how to interact with God. Mm-hmm. So we talk a lot about how to pray, the importance of meditating and going to quiet time and having a conversation with God and having that relationship. That's what it is as a Christian. It's having a personal relationship with Jesus. Mm-hmm. So she kind of want to point out that that's another big aspect of the program as well. Is teaching kids just some of the basics of the things that we wish we can learn. Because again, as a parent, we go to church on Sunday. We teach them how to pray. Okay, let's do our dinner prayer. Let's pray together at night. But how often we really teach kids on how to have that one-on-one conversation with God?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and that's true. And it's so funny because, we'll sit in our sermons. We've been talking, it seems like I hear so many sermons lately about the prayers that Christ prayed over us and the Lord's Prayer and how you incorporate that into your life. And here I am, 59 years old, and my prayer life has taken on a new, just a new dimension because of the things I've been taught. So if you can learn that early on through something like the landing, and get that extra layer of spiritual guidance. I mean, you get it. It's not taking anything away from what you get at home and what you get in Bible school if you go to church. But there's so many out there now that aren't church.
Any
anymore.
extra is extra.
You bet.
I mean, think about it. You could be a great baseball player. You go to that one of those baseball hitting camps. They're just gonna make you better batter.
Gives you an edge,
right? You said we went to a basketball camp at UT Martin, right? Mm-hmm. Did it make you a better player?
Well,
you picked up a skill or two, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's the same way. It's the same way with the landing.
Yeah.
It's just basically thinking of it as a sports camp, but for your soul.
Yeah,
is really what it is for the kids.
And again, that it just as we were talking about how that any of that extra training as an athlete gives you an edge. It gives you an edge spiritually, and we need that edge. Yeah. Right now, for sure.
Enemies coming at these kids. I mean, I see it all the time. These kids are. My oldest daughter one time said, "Dad, you don't know what it's like to be a teenager." And I was like, dude, seriously? I was not like born a middle-aged little fat guy, okay? I mean, I was a teenager once too. We've all had our struggles through the generations. I can sit there and argue that the 80s were rougher than today, but it's a different set of circumstances. We had a little more peer pressure as far as like sex, drugs, partying, stuff like that. It was a little more open. But today, the social media is a total different aspect of the world for that we can't comprehend.
Yeah,
you and I mean, where I tell people I'm an OG. It's not original gangster. It's old guy. We didn't have that pressure. We actually had bullies right in your face. Nowadays, you got somebody bullying you, and it's being seen by not just people within your school, but anybody that's on that TikTok account.
Yeah.
They actually have a vice principal. Her job at Greenboro High School is to basically monitor kids' social media sites.
Awesome.
For this stuff.
Good.
That's awesome. I mean, it's just crazy that we're having to do that. And so there are differences that, again, as somebody that's older, I cannot relate to what they're going through as far as like the social media bullying and some of this other stuff because we didn't have it. I'm living in it every day, and I still don't get it.
Yeah.
If I see one more little girl selfie in the middle of class, I swear I'm going to vomit.
So you're sitting there and you're teaching. He's a full-time substitute teacher, by the way. So he is saying, so you're sitting in class and kids will do selfies in class.
Oh my Lord, yes. It's like
give me your phone.
I feel like it's Snapchat, not just selfies.
Oh, whatever. Snapbook.
No, Snapchat.
Snapchat. So let's ask this question.
Face Talk.
What is the most important aspect? What is the most popular form of social media for your age right now?
I feel like TikTok's gotten really popular, but I think Snapchat's also very popular.
Okay.
My understanding is Snapchat's popular because it doesn't get saved. So kids can take certain pictures and stuff like that. They don't have to worry about it being saved and being found out. Is that true?
That's true. But then you also have people can like take pictures of them on other phones, and you're not going to know. And
they'll screenshot it so they can save it. So yeah. But well, and now what about is do you still do Facebook at all?
Yeah, I have Facebook.
So, but do you participate in Facebook? Because a lot of the kids I've talked to your age, they're like, yeah, Facebook is so over.
That's for old people.
I get on Facebook every day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I thought. But my kids like to tell me it's just over.
All of my friends have Facebook.
Okay.
What was the one before Facebook?
Oh, you mean
MySpace?
MySpace?
Yes.
Oh, that was like
Right, it was MySpace. Only old people got MySpace.
I never had that.
Facebook, and now
Only
Facebook's.
she didn't have it.
I never had it either. I didn't get into all that stuff until Facebook came out.
Well, and I went into it kind of kicking and screaming because here I was in the media, and I was just like, I've been doing media my whole life, and so I'm just like, I'm over it. I don't need to have a Facebook page. And so whenever I had a brief moment where I sold cars up at Payne Chevy, and because it was right after my dad died, and I'd gotten laid off, and I was just trying to find myself, right? And they insisted that I get up on Facebook, and I'm glad they did because I made connections with people back home. I mean, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'm not having a Facebook account, and they were like, you get a Facebook account. You need that for this job. And so that's when I got on it. I mean, it's only been like 10 years ago, I guess. I forget. Timelines are just kind of skewed. But I just thought, since I've got an almost 18-year-old here, I wanted to hear it from you. What's the most popular social media?
Yeah.
So
It's definitely TikTok and
Snapchat.
what? Explain TikTok to me. I don't really understand. Okay, while we've got the opportunity to speak to one of their own, let's find out from the kids. Explain TikTok to the old people in the room.
It's pretty much just a bunch of videos that people post. Like, mine are cats and dogs and funny things mostly, but then other people get like people dancing, girls in bathing suits. Like, it's just anybody can post anything. And then there is certain things where if like you don't feel comfortable, you can like ban it from your page, or you can like alert TikTok and they'll ban that person if something's bad. But I wouldn't say it's the best app to use. Like, mine's not full of all the bad things because I'm just a cat and dog and funny people.
You're like the veterinarian, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I know that some people have like the bad stuff on their pages.
Yeah.
And you can't control what shows up on it.
Okay. But TikTok. So I don't have a TikTok account.
What about Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. Because is Instagram still a thing?
Yeah. I have Instagram. Instagram's better because it's like who you follow shows up on your page. Mm-hmm. And then there's like, you can private yourself so nobody can see what you post, which is what I have. So no random guy can show up there and like look through my stuff. But I'd say Instagram's a little bit safer. Okay. But you still have the people who can message you who don't follow you or anything.
Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same people, aren't they? Or aren't they linked together?
That is not a question for me.
I know like TikTok, I think Instagram and Facebook are interlinked. So like if you post a picture on Instagram, it'll show up on your Facebook.
I think that you can post on your Facebook too. I think it gives you the option.
Yeah, I think they work. I think they work together. There's like 2 or the 3 that are all intertwined together. Same like TikTok too.
So it's very interesting.
TikTok is a platform for videos, and the kids will sit there and make TikTok videos of them dancing, or
the dancing videos,
Okay.
or it'll play a song, and I'll look over there and they're lip syncing to the song, and they're doing like these little dance moves in their chairs.
This is in class.
In class. I can't hear a thing because the music is playing already there, so they're just like mouthing it and. It's like watching Milli Vanilli on crack.
That's so funny. That's so funny. We're going to pause. I'm talking with Matt Driscoll and Hannah Meier. We're talking about just all things that tie into Celebrate Recovery, and kind of the social media aspect where we were just going for is that's part of your kids' lives, and it's something that we didn't have to deal with, and so that gives you another layer of issues that you have to deal with through things like the landing. And I know Christy's put up something here in comments. Y'all read that, and we'll share that. But Christy Driscoll, of course, wife to Matt and mom to Hannah, has been chiming in as we've been doing the show this morning. But we want to make sure that you understand that the landing is available and it's for your kids and they need it, and we want you to participate in it. And then adults, you can come on up and be a part of what we do at Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday nights at Epiphany Baptist. But it is a great program. It's something that it has really blessed my life, and I hope you'll take us up on the invitation to come and be a part of it. I want to also pause now and remind you of Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. My friends, you may have mentioned the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival in a bit. That is going to be coming up in May this year. 20th and 21st, I think, are the dates. But it's in May, so that's going to be a little bit different. We normally do that in April, but it will be coming up in May. And that's where I like to mention Barry and Rebecca, because that's where I met them. That's when I first became aware of what they do. Barry is on the board that brings the festival every year to Cross Plains. They're from Cross Plains. They've been there for over 20 years. They're one of us, and they are realtors that are a whole package. They've got Rebecca with all the experience. She's been at this a long time, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. Then you got a marketer in Barry. He was a marketer in Nashville, a vice president of a marketing company for many years, and then went full-time with real estate a few years ago. And as a marketer, he brings something very unique to the table. If you're selling property, people are going to know your property is for sale, and you're going to get absolutely the top dollar that you can get on your property, because nothing's going to be left for chance. Go and talk to them today by reaching out at sellwithbecky.com. Sellwithbecky.com. You can see their specialty listings, Robertson County, buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. But remember, they do buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. But again, the best way to contact them, sellwithbecky.com. And keep in mind as well that they are inviting you to join the team. If real estate is something you're interested in, maybe you want to make it as a career, and something new for your career, you can come in and be a part of this team. They got great benefits, great instruction, and a great team to join with Barry and Rebecca and the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. As always, please tell them U-Turn sent you. All right, where do we need to go, guys? We got about 5 minutes.
Well, I guess the address for the church, if you're
Absolutely.
interested, it's Epiphany Baptist. That's at 211 First Avenue, Springfield, Tennessee. Again, that's 211 First Avenue, Springfield, Tennessee. Come join us on Tuesday nights. We have dinner at 5:45. It's free. If you can't feel led, leave a donation so we can help continue funding the ministry.
But it's not required.
Not required. We do have childcare as well too. So maybe
That's free.
maybe you have a middle school, high schooler, and maybe you have somebody a little bit younger. We do have childcare, basically from birth all the way on up to middle, and then middle will go downstairs. So free childcare for you. So definitely encourage you to come on out, bring your teens. Maybe you got a grandchild, or somebody might be able to benefit from this. Please, by all means, bring them on by. Come out, check us out upstairs. Like this week, we'll have a testimony, and again, we talk about it when we come on here. What testimonies are great is you get to hear life change. You get to see what God's done in somebody's life and what this ministry's done, and you get to again, you can't argue with life change. You can tell that true life change and that freedom that somebody has when they get up there and they share their testimony, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love sharing mine. I love hearing others' testimonies.
Well, and one thing too, even on teaching nights, usually it's you or Christy that teaches, and you always share aspects of your journey as well. And so you bring your testimony into the lesson. Y'all both do an excellent job with lessons. As somebody that's leading a CR at Madison, I can't begin to tell you how much I learned from y'all. And I steal your testimonies too, because if I hear a good testimony, I'm like, okay, you can come to Madison then. So it makes it just so easy. Thank you.
No worries. It does make it easy for you.
Yeah, it does. So what are we missing here?
Yeah, just
Go
come
ahead.
join us. You anything you want to say?
Anything party? So
I don't really think so.
say hi to your friends.
Sorry.
So
None of them are up at this time.
The school's out today, so they're all sleeping in.
They're like, oh, Hannah had to get up and go
She
in and
did.
do radio.
My Mima's on though.
There you go. Very
You
good.
gotta say
I
hi to
love
me,
it.
Ma.
Very good. I love it. Well, I'm excited for what you have coming up, Hannah, with school and all of that. And we will all be there to support your mom as you move away 3 hours.
It's gonna be a
She's
hard time.
not happy about that. She's like, their school's local. We don't have to go to UT Martin. So it's going to be hard on Mama.
Oh, it's gonna
But
be a
we'll-
nightmare.
We're going to be there for her, but she'll be
I feel like
right.
she's gonna show up just randomly
It was
sometime.
rough. It was rough when her brother left home, and now when
Yeah.
she goes, she's gonna be a puddle of goo.
Oh yeah, she is. She's going to be hugging the horses, and we're going to be there for you, Christy. We're going to be there for you. But yeah, I'm excited for you.
I'm gonna be very thankful to my man cave, which is my camper.
Yeah. I
Not
love
my
it.
room.
I'll be hiding out of there.
Yeah, you can't have her room yet. So I love this. This has been fun. Always fun just to talk to my friends. And again, please, if you think Celebrate Recovery is not for you, you just have no idea what you're missing. You're missing really what I think the church is supposed to be, and that's really that family connection, being real, and then have the opportunity for your kids to learn this from middle school on at the Landing. We now have one of those here at in Springfield. It's awesome. Good job, you guys. Good job. Thank y'all for bringing it.
Yes, ma'am.
God bless y'all.
God bless.
Try not to be too, crazy out there on the icy roads. I think it'll all be good today. But again, be a part of Epiphany Baptist, the Landing, Tuesday nights at 6:30, dinners at 5:45. Parents can hang out and be with Celebrate Recovery upstairs. And they also have childcare, everything you need to deal with your hurts, habits, and hangups. And we all have them. And I do have one announcement before we go. Tomorrow is the Republican meeting at Purpose Life Church. They'll have breakfast at 8:30, and then they'll have the meeting that'll start at 9. State Senator Kerry Roberts will be there. And I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about the redistricting. He'll be there to answer your questions and just kind of get an update from him. So very important meeting tomorrow. If you want to come and hear from your state senator, Kerry Roberts will be in the house at Purpose Life Church. Go and have some of their breakfast, their buffet breakfast, as Mary Parks likes to call it. It happens at 8:30, and then the meeting at 9. God bless. Have a wonderful day. This is 1100 WSGI.
Life's challenges can leave us speechless sometimes. A situation or an issue can leave us heavy-hearted, or we could find